everybody. This is Molly from Edwards and Towers. I am super excited to be sitting down with one of our senior property consultants, Zuzanna. And today we are going to be uncovering all things Expo, investment strategies, and what property might actually be right for you. So I'm going to start off just by welcoming Zuzanna here to our little chat. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So I wanted to start off this conversation by asking you a few things that we have spoken about recently in the office. Now that you have positioned yourself in the market for over 2 years now, you've kind of been given yourself the name in the office as the buyer's agent. So I see, a lot of clients directly coming to you with specific needs and investment strategies. Just walk me through kind of how you approach speaking to those clients and getting everything set up before they actually do purchase properties.
Yeah, so you are right. I work mostly with the buyers right now. Not only, but yeah, I generally focus on the buyers because these are the type of clients that actually come to me.
Yeah.
And every story is different, every buyer is different. So every time I have to learn from scratch what's the situation, who's the buyer, what are they looking for, what do they want, is it their home, are they looking for an investment, are they focused on the long-time perspective, short-time perspective. So there's plenty of different topics that I have to get to know before we even start any of the search. Right. The important part, of course, is also whether they're looking for something to move in or to start using immediately, or is it something that would be an off-plan project, so more of a long-time perspective.
And then when you start these conversations with your clients, do you tend to approach them on a call basis? How are you pre-qualifying these clients of yours?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I love to speak to them directly, and I love looking like face to face because I think it matters. You need to have some sort of a relationship to actually make it work, 100%. Especially if it's like an end user. But not only for investment purposes, it's also important to know who you're actually dealing with, right? So if they don't know me, that's even more important. So I always schedule a call, whether it's a phone call or a Zoom call, depends. But I have to speak to them or meet with them physically.
I think that's a great way to start it. In today's market, you see a lot of people just kind of diving in too far right away, and it does scare clients away. That's a really great way to start things off. And then I just wanted to kind of have a fun conversation about Expo. So what is Expo? Why Expo? I know you've done quite a few deals in the community, and I would just love to learn what you're telling your clients, why it's great.
For sure. So Expo City has been one of my favorite projects in Dubai since the very beginning. The biggest reason for that is because I feel like it's completely different than everything else that you see in Dubai and in the market here in general.
Yeah.
Right. It's a community that is being built in the space of Expo 2020. So it's using existing infrastructure. Most of the things is already there. It's going to be a 15-minute community, so you are close to everything. But even right now, there's no residential buildings ready yet, but you already have, pedestrian sidewalks, you have parkings, you have, I think, over 50 restaurants right now. You have the metro. The biggest exhibition center is being finished as we speak, and exhibitions are already happening there.
Yeah.
So there's lots and lots of points that make it a very interesting community for me, and the sustainability aspect of it, I feel like it's very important as well, because you also only start to see that right now happening in Dubai, whereas in Expo they have already been focused from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So with the amount of projects that you have in the UAE right now, and with all the new developments and all the developers, I feel like it's very important to focus on something different if you really want to make a conscious and good investment.
Yeah, so just kind of hopping off of that question, in your opinion, who is Expo? Who is it for? Whether that's clients that you look at them and they're asking, I don't know where to buy, and you think Expo right away, or just from your experience speaking to people, what is the ideal, who would be living there, who would be buying there?
Yeah, so I think it's a project it's a project for a group of people that is a little bit like into those things that I just mentioned, right? So people who are actually sustainability conscious, right? Or they care about the environment, or all of those kind of ideas that Expo has behind it, they are in line with the ideas or the values that the clients would have. But also, you know, I've had clients who bought it for themselves to move in, so they are ready to actually move there next year. Even though the community is not going to be ready yet, it's a little bit far from everything else, but they want to live there. But I have clients who bought it purely for investment purposes. And those investment purposes are mostly because of the exhibition center, which is going to make it a huge short-term rental potential. At least in the beginning, that's going to be the most, I think, important or like the biggest aspect of it, because you're just going to have so many people coming there. And they would want to live close by, because Expo is not in the city center, right, yet, even though it's one of the Dubai's next centers of the city, right?
Of course.
But speaking about the map, it's a little bit further from, I don't know, downtown or something. So I feel like you have different types of people who actually think of it, and I do feel like you can actually find good kind of aspects of it for everyone.
I do see as well a lot of people speaking about, obviously within the community in Expo, you have a lot of the Expo 2020 infrastructure, like you said, it's been changed to a lot of commercial offices. So even from a commercial real estate perspective, there's a lot to offer there. But many of the companies, which are large, you know, worldwide renowned companies, they are moving their offices there. Do you think that makes a difference for these buyers, especially, let's say you work for one of the companies? Do you see people kind of bringing that up, wanting to live there?
For sure. I think it's going to be even more important right now with all the traffic in Dubai. People will start to want to live closer to work without 100%. Having to commute. Not everyone wants to live where they work. But I do think it's going to be a part of the investors there. And yes, there's plenty of companies opening there, their offices. It's a free zone as well, so there's new companies opening up there.
That's great.
And you have a lot of like employees in the future that will want to live there or to actually invest there, because they will see the potential of the place.
And then just another question, because not a lot of people might understand what this means, but Expo, the community, the development, everything, it's government backed.
Yes.
So when you're explaining this to your clients, what exactly do they need to understand from that to have that more reassurance and safety when they're purchasing in this project?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's one of the biggest aspects actually that lowers the risk of the investment to minimum, because you know it's a project that is backed by the funds of the government. It's definitely going to work out. There's no way there's going to be, you know, cancellations or some things are not going to be delivered. Dubai is talking about Expo so much and investing so much. There are billions and billions all the time to the new infrastructure, new things happening there. They just have to deliver, right?
But they sometimes don't, which is the hard part.
And exactly.
Bridges get burned.
Yeah, but also knowing that, and you know, there's always risk, right? Whenever you're buying any offline property anywhere in the world, but being able to lower or minimize the risk as much as you can, I think is just an added value to the
100% project. And then I know we kind of talked about the strategic location. I love that there's a metro already there.
Yes.
There's so many people that kind of can take the opportunity to test that out, to see how their work commute would be or what's all going on. But bouncing off of the metro, I know that the airport is quite close to there as well, the new airport. So how do you think this changes their investments? Is it going to help them? How is it going to impact the area in your opinion?
So, you know, obviously this has two aspects of it, right?
Pro and a con.
So yeah, so you will have an airport next to Expo. I mean, there is already an airport, but it's going to be the biggest airport, in the region, right? Eventually, in a few years. So we cannot hide that there's going to be planes there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be on the way of the planes. However, it also gives so much potential for people who either will want to live close by or who travel a lot and don't want to commute, or for the tourists, coming to Dubai and landing in Al Maktoum and being one stop away from their base where they stay, right? So, maybe not for everyone again, but not everything is for everyone.
Exactly.
But definitely an added value in my opinion, especially considering that there's also the new Palm coming to the region, and like everything is going to be very close to the new airport.
It's like they're making a new city within the city,
but
which is exciting.
Yeah, Expo has been announced as the one of the new centers of Dubai, right?
Yeah, it's so cool.
So definitely, and the city is moving towards Abu Dhabi. Like we can see it everywhere with all the new developments. With all the investments that the country is making, like we are growing to the south.
Yeah.
So for me, purchasing a property right now in the southern region of Dubai is the best investment we can do.
And then to just kind of end off this conversation, what are your favorite projects within Expo now? If you were advising people with kind of different or open budgets, where would you recommend for them? Or just in general, what's your favorites within Expo?
So the thing about Expo is that most of the projects are sold out right now because there's just not that many of them, right?
Yeah.
So we have 3 different kind of complexes of towers that have been the first projects and they are sold out. Then we have the Waha 1 and 2.
Yes.
These are my favorite actually. They are sold out, but they were my favorite, and my clients have also trusted that these are the ones that are going to be handed over real soon because
I'm
they
so excited
are
to see
actually remaking the space that was built for Expo 20.
Yeah.
So they're industrial, low rise, kind of European vibes, lofts.
Favorite.
Yeah, so if I were to say which is my favorite, I would say Al Waha. Not many opportunities there right now for a direct stock.
But soon, when
soon,
they get over.
For resale, for sure. And then right now you have the Expo Valley, right? So you have 3 buildings that have been launched out of 8. So there's definitely opportunity there. And the location of those, even though it's further from like the heart of the Expo, they are right next to the villas. And that also, brings the value to the project itself.
I picture kind of Dubai Hills where they have the park and the apartments overlooking the villa community. And it's such a very nice, homey, family-oriented feel where you wouldn't expect that in Expo because it is farther out.
Yeah, it is further out.
But not soon, like you said. So I'm very excited to see it all. If you could give one other piece of advice or one other kind of pointer about Expo, let me know what everyone else should know.
Yeah, I mean, there's still opportunities in Expo, so we can definitely support any client who would still be interested. And there's more coming to Expo as well. So there's also going to be some commercial buildings. And this year is being claimed as the most important for Expo because they're going to start handing over the first buildings.
Amazing.
So we're actually going to see, what they are delivering
and
feel it, and actually have a better idea of what this place is going to be.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh, you gave some really good information. So thank you so much for having a quick chat with us and giving us your insight. And if any of you guys are watching right now and you're interested about Expo specifically, if you're a buyer looking for a specific property here in Dubai or the UAE, please reach out to Zuzanna. She is an amazing broker. Or if you have properties within Expo or anywhere in the UAE, you can reach out to her as well on the details provided below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.